Hey y'all.
I'ma go all the way up. Way up. They keep on calling my phone. Hello. They catching on to the bug.
Welcome back to my channel. This is Adrian, aka Louboucreations. I'm back. But here's the thing, okay? I understand and I know that I have been gone for ever, but there's reasons as to why I've been gone so much. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get into the video. So today, as you can see, I'm sick of being in quarantine. I want to put on my wigs. I want to look cute. So I just wanted to do this little tutorial and kind of talk through what I'm gonna do, but then also talk to you all about where the heck have I been? So much has happened since I last did a video, so let's get started. I typically, to be honest with you guys, I don't wear wig caps typically, but your girl just chopped off all her hair in Britney Spears 2007 style. With that being said, and the thickness of my hair, I have to put on a wig cap so that it lays somewhat flat. So if I'm looking to the side, I'm looking in a mirror. Here we go. All right, so this is the wig that okay, so long story about this wig. One, do not judge the dye job on this wig. Did it kind of in a hurry, but it is what it is at this point. Y'all, this iPhone just keeps cutting out. I know I don't have any more storage. All I need you to do is just record this video. This is the wig. I plopped it on my head. I already customized the hairline. As you can kind of tell, I did an okay job at it this time. I could go in more just to make it even more realistic, but I'm not going to do that right now. This hair came from an Amazon vendor that I actually partnered with. I did a review for them just on the hair, and it actually came in 14 inches, so it was kind of literally down to my shoulders. One thing about this wig, as you can kind of tell, that the hair is not as dense, which is a good thing, but the longer you go and the less dense that the hair is, it starts to look a little bland. It starts to look a little flat, and I just personally don't like my hair super flat the longer it is. Now the shorter it is, I kind of prefer this type of density because it looks like my hair and not a hat. You don't want your hair looking like a hat. You don't want your wigs looking like a hat. You want them to be flat. You want them to be glued. You want it to look like it's literally coming from your scalp. Okay, sis? If outside ever lets back out again, if it ever opens back up, when we go outside, do not have your hair looking like a hat. I don't want my sisters out here looking crazy. So a lot of y'all have been asking me, as you should, Adrian, how do you even apply your wigs? We just see you dye them, and then all of a sudden, bing, bada, boom, they're on your head. I'm officially here to let you guys know exactly what I do. Inside your wig, you're gonna have what's called lace. This is the lace, right? And as you can see, it's colored. Now, what I typically use is just my Fenty foundation. Actually, I don't use this all the time. This is for special occasions. But the foundation that I do use is in a beauty supply store, and because it's not an essential business and Miss Rona wants to kill the vibe, I have to use this. You take a foundation buffing brush. This one I got from CVS for about like $4 or $5. It's very inexpensive. It's like one of my favorite brushes in the whole wide world. It's super dense, right? And it just evenly spreads and smooths on your face as well as your lace. Okay, that rhymes. Take your Fenty foundation first. What I do is typically just put it on my hand, and your hand actually helps warm it up from the heat of your body. And then you dab it on your brush, and then you're just gonna take that and just really lightly dab the foundation into the lace. This is going to help your lace blend into your actual natural hairline, and it's going to give the illusion that we all love of the hair growing from your scalp. Of course, you're going to have to do the customization and tweezing of your lace and things of that nature to even up the ante even more if you're into that. But yeah, you're gonna have to do that to also add and contribute to the realism of that. I kind of cover it in my other 2 videos, but if you all would like a more in-depth tutorial on how I really customize my stuff, please comment below. I need new content, Avi. So let's get back to this wig. So what I do is that I position my wig to where I really want it. And as you can see, like even without me tacking it down with adhesive, that you can kind of see that it's a pretty seamless transition from the wig to my hair. You see? Cool, cool, cool. And I just do that around the perimeter of where I really want this wig to lay. So I think about here is cool. Yeah, I like that. Cool. So once I have that picture in my brain of like, okay, this is where I want the lace to be, do not panic. But what you're going to do is take your hair or take your wig and slide it back. What I like to do, because my scalp is always greased, I like to take a cotton pad and take some alcohol. This is like 93 or 99%. It's a high percentage of alcohol because I really want to make sure that not only is the space where I'm going to apply the adhesive clean, but I really want it to stick, because you don't want your wig lifting while you're going grocery shopping. You're going to take that and just wipe it around your hairline, so that all that oil or lotion or leftover makeup, whatever the case may be, is off of your skin. You want a clean, blank slate. All right, so here's what I do. I take the adhesive and just make sure that if you use it a lot like me, that it's not clogged up like I'm doing right now. I should have did this before the video. Take your bowl hold and it'll just squeeze out like that. And right where those 3 fingers once were, 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna put my first dot, okay? I do this in a dotted formation. I don't just slather a ton of it. You want the layer of glue to be super thin. So I'm just gonna take my mirror and just simply dot the perimeter of my head like so. I'm just gonna do that for one side and then come back and show you how I did it for the whole perimeter of my head.
I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the soil, taking me out of this world. I'ma go all the way up. Nice guy with a cold shoulder. Yeah, we cool, but I don't know you. Roll the flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers that I won't stop. To the bank roll on supermassive. Big bank for the space.
All right, so next thing you're going to want to do is take that popsicle stick, or in my case, the back of this makeup brush, and you're essentially going to just smooth out that line, okay? Smooth out that line on both sides, like so. Boom. And as you can see, what it starts to do is that it starts to dry clear. That is a good sign. As soon as it dries clear, we're going to apply the second layer of glue. And instead of going and spreading it evenly across, you're actually going to take the next layer of glue and you're going to apply it the same exact way with the dots, but you're going to take it back toward your natural hairline. This front part is pretty much clear, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the center part and then wait for the rest of it to kind of dry. Like that needs to get a little more clear for me. Okay, so like I was saying, just taking that same utensil and now going back instead of across, you want to smooth that glue out to the back, still making a thin layer. All the way across the hairline. So that's the front. I'm gonna do it the same technique, the dot to the back or to your natural hairline on both sides, making sure that I get some glue really well on these sideburns, because the ear flaps to your wig are sometimes the hardest to lay down, and that's just tea.
Nice guy with a cold shoulder. You be cool, but I don't know you. Wrote a flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers and I won't stop to the bank roll on supermassive. Big bank for the space chatter. Way up in the squad NASA. Copperfield with the dark magic. Subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap buddies eat my dust. Lil baddie after cellular.
All right, so I came back and it's relatively in seconds already clear. If this is where you got so far, you are so good to go, girl, or guy, or person. I don't discriminate. So what you're gonna do now is the big shebang. You're gonna pull that wig to the front. And you really, I like to do this in sections. So the front or the center, and then I go from one side, tacking down to the other side. I'm going to tell you guys right now that you really, especially if you're a beginner, even if you're not a beginner, this is just wise practice. You really want to make sure that you are taking your time on this. You're also going to need a rat tail comb. My personal favorite are the rat tail combs with like that needle point. It's metal, and they're really fine comb teeth. And I'm gonna show you why I personally like this type of comb rather than maybe like a plastic thicker spine. So without further ado, I'm just going to take the very center and I'm going to lay down that lace right onto that glue. You can barely see it, so that's really good. And then once that's on the glue, you want to take the pointed side of your comb and press that lace into that glue, like so. And then with the teeth, the actual teeth, I take it and I actually take the lace and rake it through. Rake it to the back where you put that glue to the back, like so. And then I also rake it to the front sometimes too. And you really want to just alternate between the two techniques. So I'll rake it to the back, and then I'll also use that pointed piece. That's why it's very important to take your time. Then I just go to whatever side I feel like doing. It's no particular way, shape, or form. I like going to the right because I'm right-handed. It doesn't matter. So you just want to take another small section of your wig and you want to lay it in that glue. Very tiny section. Lay it in that glue, girl. And do the exact same technique. Try not to use your fingers as much as humanly possible, because remember, it carries those oils. Rake it back, rake it to the front, press in that lace with your rat tail. Boom. What I want you all to worry about in this moment is just making sure you're going section by small section, piece by piece, and doing that tail, pressing into the glue and then raking your hair back with the fine teeth. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to do that, but a little bit more sped up and without me talking.
Oh, shoulder, you be cool, but I don't know you. Wrote a flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers that I won't stop. To the bank, roll on supermassive. Big bank for the space chatter. Way up in a squad NASA. Copperfield with the dark magic. Subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap buddies eat my dust. Lil baddie after cellular. Talking life and how we set it up. I'm a sharpshooter, yeah, Will Smith. Call me Prince Park, let me freshen up. Bay boy on the level up. Way up near the nebulas. I'm never copping a chain, cause I see it all through the frames. And I leave it all on the pages, feeling like they want me locked in a cage. They want us all on their fade, nah. But I'ma go all the way A with it, cause I don't feel all the way safe here. Yeah, spray the champagne, shower up in the air. Stunner goggles, I don't mess with the flu. Untamed and she wild.
I'm gonna take the Got to Be Glued, Ultra Glue, the black one, because it is clear. I take this one and do my baby hairs, and then I lay them down immediately after. So what I do, I just take a little bit of glue, rub it around in my fingers, use that rat tail comb out those baby hairs, try to catch them, and I might use a little bit more baby hairs, but get it around your perimeter, boom, like so. I take my rat tail comb or an edges brush if I got it. And you just start to form the edges. So just very carefully, take your time. It's kind of hard for me to explain how to shape edges. You really just want to do a series of C shapes in your hair. I don't know, it's hard for me to describe it. Boom. Before I style it and everything like that, you want to tie it up. Boom. And I'm gonna tuck these so you guys can see my bright shining face as I kind of style. Adrian, why haven't you made any videos in like 3 months? Great question. Essentially, the biggest news is I have moved. I'm still in New York. I'm probably never leaving New York. Well, I say that now. And I moved through the housing lottery. Now, a lot of people in my personal life and also on my Instagram have asked me to create a video about the process of moving or even applying for the New York City housing lottery. And I think it would be a great idea because if I would have had, you know, similar guidance, I think I would have avoided a lot of mistakes and things of that nature in my application. So I've been swamped in like having to move, prepping for that, praying for it, meditating. I just really needed to be on my meditative steez because of the simple fact that I really wanted and needed my own apartment. But yeah, and then of course, I'm always busy with work. I'm always telling y'all that I'm super busy with work, but that has been the truth. Kind of rough trying to navigate that and getting groceries and kind of adulting all at the same time that I'm moving and creating content takes a long time because I'm a perfectionist, because I really want it to look good, and the editing just takes forever. So it's just, I've been pulled in so many different directions. But now that I'm in a better space and have my own space, I'm able to create content the way I want to create it. You know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to creating more content and doing it more frequently. So basically, guys, what I did, or what you saw me do, I'm just gonna hit this part really quick. I just curled it kind of straight with a little bit of bump using my flat iron. I think I'm going to name this, okay, so I'm deciding between 2 names for this particular wig. Either going to be Ami or Bulma. And if you know the reason why I'm stuck between these two names or where these names actually come from, comment below. So I'm gonna come back with my full face because I want to do my makeup for this particular look. All right, so boom, this is the finished product. I'm going to just put a gloss on my lips because it's looking a little one-dimensional. I just use a good old beauty supply store lip gloss that has never gone out of style and has never failed the hood. As you guys can see, after you take the scarf off, edges are laid. I went in and just bumped the bang a little bit so I can have like this waterfall effect. I like her. What do y'all think? I think it turned out pretty good. And when I do wigs, there's always a lesson. And each time I customize a wig or dye a wig, I like to think about like, oh, okay, look at your wig, see what you could have done better, and then the next wig, apply the notes that you gave yourself. If I were to give myself any notes on this, one, it would be to not rush a dye job. Then also, I think I overplucked right here in the front. It just kind of looks a little bald. I'm still learning just as much as you all are, so hopefully we can learn together on this channel. But I think the end result, the color, the baby hairs, they look good. And the cut, I think the cut was pretty decent. Thank you all so much for rocking with me. I know it's been a long time, but I'm really grateful and glad that I'm able to come back on this platform and show you guys what I'm learning and what I'm doing, and hopefully this helps somebody out. So like, comment, and subscribe. I always forget to say that at the beginning and at the end. So like, comment, and subscribe to this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Even if you don't like it, give it a thumbs up. I know I'm gonna rinse all of this makeup off and tie my hair up so that I can work from home tomorrow with this blue hair. See y'all next video. Bye.
Roll the flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers that I won't stop. To the bank roll on Supermassive.